on Whap 101 to learn how to pass Whap. Okay? As sophomores, you're coming into this year scared, being told last year and all throughout the summer how scary Whap is going to be, how much harder it is than any class you've taken. It's probably your first AP class. So it is a little bit scary. Even after I take it, I still admit it was scary the entire year. It doesn't go away. Okay? It does get easier along the way, but it's still stressful and it takes up time that you just need to learn to cope with. So, AP World History 101. Or this way, I don't know, whatever. Okay. So, rule number 1. Do not stress. Okay? I cannot stress this enough of how do not stress, okay? Don't. Just don't. Because you'll get this book, The Ways of the World by Strayer, okay? And it'll scare you. You probably already got it at flight school. And you don't think much of it because, oh, I usually get textbooks. We're just going to, like, use certain pages. And no. You're supposed to read every single page of this book, which is more than 1,000 pages, okay? You're probably not going to do that. I didn't do that. Most of past people didn't do that. Only, like, rare occasions do people actually read the entire thing. See, I started taking notes on, well, let's go all the way to the beginning. Taking notes on every single paragraph, right? It's not that page, that's page of map. Every single paragraph for, like, the first chapters, okay? Thinking that would help me. I went into this class thinking I would be okay. I would do this the entire year and I would be fine. You know that's not going to happen. It didn't happen with me. It happened like the first 2 weeks and I was done with it. I couldn't do it. It was just too much. Like, there's so much going on in this book. It just takes up way too much time to read it and take notes on it. But just rule number 1, don't stress out about it. Just hit it head on and you should do fine. Just focus on what you're doing, figure out what works for you, and do it. Okay? So, don't stress about it, just stay calm, you'll be fine, you won't die. Rule number 2, copy down all the key terms. You will be able to use them on quizzes, but copy them down, handwrite them, because you can't use printed out ones or whatever else, but handwrite them, and you can use them on quizzes. They help so much. Not only should you write them, though, make sure to read through them. I thought that, oh, I'm just going to write them down, because whenever you're having, like, no time to study for this, which you just didn't make time, you know, you're going to do whatever works best, and so last minute you're just going to copy down all the key terms and be like, okay, I'm fine, I'll do fine on this quiz. But you can't just copy them down and expect to be okay. You need to at least read over them to know what they are, because I thought just copying them down would be okay, and every time on the quiz I would go to try to find the answer, and I have to read through the whole thing just to find it, which takes up time that you don't have for these quizzes or tests, okay? Especially the AP test at the very end, you barely have any time whatsoever, so you don't have time to be reading through everything. So just copy them down, look over them, and you should do fine on quizzes. Quizzes. There's a lot more than that. So, rule number 3. Find what works best for you. Okay, there is so many study techniques you can do for this class. Mr. Duez provides most of them, such as his PowerPoints that he has online. He makes videos on those PowerPoints. Any information about the entire course you want to find will be on his website. Whether it's linked to other websites, it's on his website, and it's there. you can look it up and it'll be there, okay? You can do that. You can watch his videos. You can take his notes. You don't have to copy down all of them like I did because it just takes up time. And like I said, if you're just writing them down, you're not knowing what you're writing. So you're taking all this time to write them down without looking them over, that whenever the test comes, oh, I wrote down all the notes, but you don't know it. So if you are going to write down the notes or look over the notes, just make sure to understand what you're writing down. So you can do that, watch his videos, understand them. You can, what else is there? There's, make sure, yeah. Oh yeah, you can also, read the book. Yeah, I forgot about that one. You can read the book, which it does help if you have time to read the book. Like, see, I barely got through half of it, not even reading all of that. Like, I looked over most of that, so I have to admit I did not read as much as I should have, because it does help. Like, it puts the story together and it makes it more understandable instead of just a whole bunch of facts. Okay? As well, you can also go on his website and find all the crash courses under each whatever, which crash courses are made by the wonderful John Green that wrote Fault in Their Stars. And he has all these amazing videos that are under like 10 minutes. So if you're like cramming and you don't know what to do and you want to learn it and stuff like that, not necessarily cramming, because I do not recommend cramming at all. It does not help. It just takes away your energy. But John Green helps you to understand it if you like don't feel like taking the time to read everything. You know, he just goes through and explains everything, and it'll help some people. But like I'm saying, there's all these different things you can be doing. You need to find which one works for you. It may take a while, but it will help, because if you just try to do everything at once, you're not going to have time to do all of that. Okay? So, number 4. Do not do Strayer Sundays. You don't know what Strayer Sunday is. Strayer Sunday. Strayer Sunday. Strayer Sunday, Strayer, okay, of this book, that means trying to read and study the night before the quiz, which is on Monday. So that means staying up all night, studying for these quizzes and tests that you do not have any energy the next day. You cannot learn everything in that chapter in one night, okay? Do not do it. You may hear all these other videos and recommendations from teachers. Don't do Strayer Sunday. Don't do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Whatever. No, I'm saying from personal experience, because I watched the videos at the beginning of the year too. Whenever I started this class, I watched them too. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. No, I eventually started doing that. I was like, Strayer Sunday every single week. And it just puts you behind every single week, because then you have to try to catch up. And you're stressed out all the time because you're tired and you don't have enough time and you can't concentrate. Like, you can't concentrate on like anything. You try to go take the quiz, you can't focus. So don't do Strayer Sunday. Just take your time, plan out your week, take time each day to study a little bit at a time, even if you don't have time all the time, but just make time for it, okay? Okay, so next, rule number 5, or tip number 5, whatever. Actually learn to understand the information, okay? The materials are difficult, okay? So there's a lot going on. You have to learn the entire history of the world in 1 year, okay? It's a lot. There is a lot. But you can do it as long as you learn the material. You may learn facts, you may be better at memorizing facts, you may be better at studying facts and stuff like that, but it's a matter of putting them together in a way that is more understandable. Like, this happened because this happened, which led to this because of this, and this happened because of that. Because if you understand the material in that way, it'll help you on the test questions as well as the essays. There are essays on this test. Okay, there are essays. Mr. Duez will help you throughout the year on essays, but do them. If you're going to do essays, that's another rule. Whatever, just add a rule in there, whatever. Work on essays. If he gives you 2 prompts, practice for both of them. Okay, because on our AP test, we practiced for like multiple ones throughout the year or whatever, even though you're only like writing one of them. You had an option between 2. You're only writing one of them. Prepare for both of them because one of them might be on your AP test. That's what happened to us, okay? And it makes it so much easier and less stressful whenever you're actually taking the test if you prepare more throughout the year. But put it into a way that you can understand instead of just memorizing. It may help you on some questions, but not all of them. So just put the information together in a certain way that's more understandable to you. Rule number 6/7, since I added one in there. Rule number 6. Listen to Mr. Duez during class. Okay? He may seem ridiculous, okay? He seems like a tryhard. All of his little puns. At first I was like, what is this teacher? I don't even know. But he's awesome, okay? Mr. Duez is awesome. He puts in so much time. I don't know how he does it. Okay, he manages to keep up with his world history AP site, his psych AP site, and make up puns. I mean, tons of puns. That was funny. But learn to appreciate him because at the beginning of the year, he seems to say a lot of puns, and you're like, he's not teaching us anything. But he's not trying to teach you anything at the beginning because he's trying to teach you that you need to learn to rely on yourself in order to be able to do stuff yourself because you're not going to have him there on the AP test. So you need to learn to explain things to yourself, to understand them for yourself instead of having somebody explain it to you. Yes, towards the end of the year, he'll start explaining stuff more. He'll go through the units and PowerPoints during class more, and it's more understandable. So just, like I said, find what works for you, and just listen to Mr. Duez, okay? If you need any advice, I'm sure he's there to help you. Just ask him questions, and you'll be fine. Okay, next. Tip number 7. Crash courses, okay? Crash courses. Watch them. Watch them. There is tons of them, okay? For like everything you could think of. There is crash courses. Go, if you don't have that much time, say you're in the car, okay? That's the good thing about it because you're not having to like have media. You're not having to have internet. You're not having to have books, anything. Well, you do have to have internet. My bad. But you don't have to have a tiny little screen to read it off. Like if you're looking at the notes on your phone or something, it's harder. You don't have a computer with you, and you don't want to carry on the big book with you. But if you have like time during classes or in passing classes or in the car or going somewhere, watch crash courses. It's just like YouTube videos, but it's like so simple. It's so much information in such a short amount of time that it doesn't take that much time. And he just makes it so understandable because he explains it. Okay? He explains stuff, which might help some of you. So, do that. Okay, next. Number 8. Extra credit. I don't know if this is the right way, but whatever. Extra credit. Every single 9 weeks, try to do the extra credit. It will help you so much. Not with the information, it won't help you. It'll help your grade. If you're worried about your grades and passing the class, that's what you need to focus on. No, not really focus on, but like, it helps a lot, okay? Like, do them. It helps you go from like a B to an A, low A to a high A, low B to a high B. It helps, okay? Like, I'm not even joking. I've done extra credit every single time. It's not even hard. He doesn't expect much for you from extra credit, which is amazing. You should love him for that, okay? You will love him by the end of the year for that. At the beginning of the year, oh, it's just extra credit. No. You'll love it, okay? Number 9. It's the beginning of the year. I know. But I'm trying to majorly get you to understand the importance of this AP test. Because if you go and take the AP test and you don't know anything and you don't pass that, the entire year was a waste of time. Okay, you don't get your college credit for it. Okay, you spent all those nights stressing for nothing. So, I'm not saying stress yourself out the first, whatever, but there is this AP World History exam, like, study guide book thing, whatever. This is the 2015 edition. I don't know what year, if they're going to make another one, or if you're going to be using this one. I don't know. But I highly recommend this book to anyone taking the World History exam because it helps so much. Not 2 weeks before the test like I did, but maybe at semester point, okay? Because second semester has a lot more information than first semester. First semester still does have a lot of information, but like, don't wait till the last minute. You may think it's a long way away for the AP test, but do not wait till the last minute, which is rule number 10. Do not wait till the last minute. Rule number 9 is to use this book accordingly because, see, I did do like all of this, okay? But I started, if I can get to it. Okay, I started taking notes on every single page, right? On the margins, I would take notes. This helped tremendously, okay? I didn't get through that much of it, but I would have prayed for more time, which I did, but I didn't work. So, you can't change the date. You have a limited amount of time. You cannot wait till the last minute. You cannot wait till the last minute. Okay? It's not okay. So, 2-3 months in advance, semester point, whatever in advance. Do not wait like 2 weeks or a month in advance because you want to get through this whole thing because it helps a lot. It just reviews everything and yeah, you'll be good. Okay, so rule number 10, do not wait until last minute throughout the year or for the AP test. Throughout the year, don't wait till the last minute to study for the test. You need to be reviewing your information like every single day, no matter if you have something the next day or not. Review it every single day. I had a bad habit of just waiting and procrastinating like most teenagers, but no, Whap is hard and it's exhausting. It takes a lot of your time, which is why I'm usually sick a lot of this year because I didn't get a lot of sleep, you know, from staying up studying or whatnot. But don't wait till the last minute, especially on the AP test. You will regret it so much. I waited till the last minute thinking I would have enough time to study, 2 weeks, whatever, but then things kept coming up and coming up and coming up and coming up, and they just come at the wrong time and you just don't have time to study. So just, if you can make time for every single day, you will be good. Number 11. Just make time for Whap. It will be your life. Accept it. Whap is life now. Give you a second to accept it. Whap is life. Life is Whap. That's it. Because after you take the AP test, you will not know what to do with your life. I didn't. Right after I took that AP test, I was like, now what? Now what do we do? That was my life. What do I do now? Do I just sit here? No. But rule number 11, make time for Whap. Because trying to cram it all in a limit, like, try to make time for it. Don't try to make Whap for time or whatever. Don't try to cram Whap all into one tiny little area of time, okay? It won't work. You can't learn all of what you need to learn in a small amount of time. So make time for it, okay? So using all these tips and guidelines, you should pass if you just dedicate some kind of effort and time to it. You should be fine. You'll live through it. You'll do great. I'm sure of it. Y'all will be fine. Okay? I'm just trying to stress how important it is, though, to take the time and focus on everything. Like, don't just take it for granted and not stress about it enough. Like, don't stress too much, but, like, make it important in your life. It's not just a blow-off class. You need to make it important. Make it matter. And that is it for Whap 101. How to survive Whap. Nobody's died yet, so don't be the next one.